Hey girl, hey.
What's up, man?
What it do, y'all?
We are the Fab Five, and this is the Pretty Vocal Podcast.
The Pretty Vocal Podcast is a safe space created for us as Black women to voice our innermost thoughts and feelings about topics most people discuss in private because they are afraid to discuss it in public.
In this space, we dig deep, we keep it cute, but we never put it on mute.
Let's get pretty vocal. All right. Well, let's see. Did you shuffle these cards, Sophie?
Not today.
Let's get a little loose lippy lip.
Loose lips.
Do not sink ships.
with it before.
I'd be so excited about loose lips.
I know.
How does it?
What's today's topic?
And this was the question that I actually brought to us.
Girl, what is the question?
How do you get out of a text message when you send it to the person you are talking about?
I've
My
never
bad.
done that.
I've never done that. My bad.
Really?
You got to be careful.
Oh,
gotta be
my
more
God.
Triple check.
Well, how did you get out of it, Jess, since this was your question?
Right.
Listen, one time I said, I was trying to show you something. Oh, look. I went back and I pointed to what I was trying to show them. Like, look, when you sent me this is what I said. Like, literally, look.
So that worked?
It did.
That wouldn't have worked for me, baby. I would have had follow-up questions.
It did.
I would have said, I already know this, though.
Like, we've
talked
discussed
about
this.
Listen, you got to have the right type of finesse. And you got to know the person that you trying to trick. Yeah, because.
That part.
But what's so funny is, so what I've noticed with that particular situation is that people will send you messages on purpose and be like, oh, that was for somebody else. No, you wanted me to see that.
Not the pastor.
And so, you know what's crazy is my baby daddy is the biggest person to do that. He does it all the time. Still to this day, like we 16. He will send me something and be like, that was for my mama or wrong person. And I be like,
He's going to send you cease and desist.
Absolutely. Can we do the therapist and the baby daddy?
Can we do a baby daddy count?
Because
We need to do that.
he's
a
going to
baby
make
daddy
you
ticker.
sign
listen.
NDA.
Listen. I almost said something, but I'm gonna leave it. Y'all know, but I'm gonna leave it.
I don't think I've ever done that, but if I did, the only way to get out of it is to die.
Lay down.
I'm not dying.
Take me now.
I don't know what else to do.
Because I be sending some stuff. And if it went to the
Because
person,
if it's
Oh
enough,
my
if it's
God.
enough for me to share with somebody, it's something off the wall
It's
and
so
crazy,
good.
and there's no way for me to turn that around.
I want somebody to miss a
There's no way.
So
for me to
now
fix
I
it.
triple check. Like I literally will look at the name so many times because, like, especially if I'm being real messy. Oh, I got to make sure I'm not sending it to that person because
Go
I feel
ahead.
like if it's something that I screenshot and let's say it's something I want to send to Tay and I'm talking about you, May. Like I'm like,
You
like.
got to talk about me.
I'm just using us as examples. Oh my gosh. So I'm sitting up here like, girl, May, da da da, and I be done type May in the recipient box instead of down in the text
God
box.
works.
And let
Takes care of his people.
And let me tell you something, friend. You can't use that excuse on me. No, I wanted you to see this. No, you didn't.
You talking about me. And I know you meant to send it to Tay because it's the only thing that rhyme with me.
Okay, what the hell?
Look,
What the hell?
look, I might be banking on a typo being there. Yes, fool, I did want you to see this, friend. Look, you had a typo right here. Go change it.
We know y'all will call out a good typo.
And will.
Ooh. That was on your head for about 3 months.
Man.
God.
And that happened 3 weeks ago.
Oh,
It's
Lord.
I've never done that, but I have had someone do that to me at work via link message.
Ooh. Not your
One of the-
coworkers talking about you.
One
That
of
just
the nurses
happened.
I was paired up with, and me and her were just having so much friction, and the managers, of course, were notified about it. So I had a meeting, and I brought up something. I just was like, "Well, have the managers? I mean, the nurses been notified about this? Blah blah blah." Apparently, one of the managers on the call went back to my nurse,
And did not.
and said something.
Ooh, messy.
And when the nurse was supposed to respond to the manager,
She responded to you.
me. And I knew. And she was just like, oh, that wasn't for you. I know.
But it was about me.
Baby, I know.
I just feel like I kind of should have went, you know what I'm saying, a little far with that because I feel like I probably could have a little piece of that.
You should have went out of town, friend. That's what
For
you should
sure.
do. You
I
should
just
have
feel
went
like I
out of
could
town.
have went to
Very
HR
far.
about this. Like, because
For
this
sure.
is
Across the country.
And the nurse, it's like,
For
But,
sure.
but going forward, I just knew how to handle them. So I was very nice, nasty. But long story short, I don't have that nurse as my nurse that I'm paired with anymore, and I do not. I'm not under that management. So.
All right.
Yeah, well, I
good.
just saw that recently
'Cause I
too
don't play like that.
in a meeting where my team was making some changes, and one of the women on my team was like, "Can I share my screen? I need help trying to like figure something out."
Mm-mm.
And
You
the
saw her
manager was
email.
like,
Not just in
"Sure."
the message.
Not she had.
And so yeah, she accidentally shared the
Teams
wrong
up.
screen and pulled up her like messages, and it was like
Yeah.
we had just made some adjustments where I'm like, I'm gonna be like teaching these classes full time instead of us rotating. So one of the messages was like, "Well, I'm glad Brittany's doing that full time now." And then something else was like, "I'm not doing this." So they were like behind the scenes
Granny's
talking
yeah.
mess.
Chatty Cathy's
And
about
the
you.
whole team, not just me, like just
About
everything that was
everybody.
going on in the meeting, like, and
Yep.
the screen was up for a minute.
Yep.
I'm looking
Look
at
at
everybody's
dog.
face, like,
You
we
look
see what y'all
dumb.
been talking about.
Immediately when people try to start sharing now, I immediately start looking. Let me scan everything.
I know what the
Got to
email's
be-
gonna pop up at.
Got to be more
And them
careful.
teams emails be going off like I don't know what. And
Baby.
then
Cause don't play.
I have those notifications.
I've definitely been
silent.
moving.
Man, now all of a sudden we all have like one-on-one meetings coming up, but I'm like, shoot, I ain't did nothing, but
Yeah.
yeah, it's,
Oh wow, that's crazy.
it's been
Oh,
a-
But just
nothing
because they
like
play
that.
with me a little bit more, I have the records of it. So
Ammo.
don't play
I
with
keep
if
receipts
I
of
hit y'all-
everything.
if I hit y'all in the Pretty Vocal Podcast group messaging like, hey, I done booked a jet.
Let's roll.
We out of here.
Let's roll,
Don't even
friends.
pack a bag. You know what happened.
On the way.
Don't even pack a
You
bag.
know what
On
happened.
the way.
Oh, girl,
Baby,
Taylor.
I'm gonna be on
going
2
far.
wheels.
She's going far.
You gonna be driving like me, huh?
Y'all ain't gonna be late to that, ain't?
Baby, I'm gonna be on.
Ooh. Well, you know your girl always gonna be early.
Not
So.
this,
I'm
not this
early.
Maytay slander. I don't like it. I was on time today.
It's this.
You were.
It's this. I was not.
I was a minute early.
I
It's
was
okay.
not.
We-
I was
we doing our
5
very
minutes
best.
late.
With the key to the door.
And
With the key.
Ooh, okay.
Anywho,
The
God,
key with the
God
key.
loves us and we love everybody.
Okay.
That
Loose
includes
lips.
loose lips.
Loose.
Loose lips. So nobody's accidentally text anybody talking. It's just Jess. We need to work on that, friend.
No, it's been years. I have not done it in
Okay,
quite
well,
some
let's keep it
time.
like that.
So,
Let's not-
you know,
just
but like
be
I
extra
said,
careful.
you know, it still happens to me daily, even though it's not the real
We're
accidental
just gonna pray
text.
for them people.
And, you
BD.
know, I
So
think
y'all
that's
be talking
the...
about y'all for real.
BD. We're gonna pray for him.
And I think, no, I'm saying, I
my
think
friend,
that's
yeah.
the...
Exactly.
I think that's a perfect segue for the topic at hand, which is co-parenting with this man. No, but seriously,
Cease and desist.
I think that
We getting shut
co-parenting
down.
is difficult. In my particular situation, it's definitely difficult. I guess if you make it difficult, I'm the type of person where I'm gonna make it happen regardless. I'm gonna do it without you. I've been doing it, so it's okay. But it's just like when I first moved here over 6 years ago, my thing was let's only talk about the child. And when you send me these books via text message, I scan through them to see if I see her name anywhere. And if I don't, I'm not reading it because I said let's talk about the child. So for me, I think it could be easy because I literally only want to talk about our child. I don't want to talk about it. We are not friends. And it's like even when we tried to be friends, you showed your ass.
The whole of the head, like
The
one cheek or two
whole-
Was
cheeks.
it the crack?
The whole ass.
It was a full moon. by
The
now.
full moon, both cheeks and the crack, okay? And let me tell you, so I don't want to be your friend, but I do want to be cordial with you because it's in the best interest of our child. But you don't know how to do that. So I've learned, like we talked about the other day, with boundaries. I learned in therapy. I just set my boundaries and I know how to deal with you. You're not going to change as much as you say that you are. You don't. So let's just discuss our child. And my biggest thing that I had an issue with was not helping financially. And you're already not here physically, which, yes, this was my decision to move. But you make efforts elsewhere. I'll just say that. You make efforts elsewhere and you make plans to travel out of town elsewhere. So I feel you can make plans to travel to see your child as well. But my biggest thing is co-parenting hours. And people laugh at me all the time. I said, do not call or text me outside of co-parenting hours. And they said, what is co-parenting hours? Business hours, baby, when the child is awake until the child go to sleep. Unless it's an emergency.
Fair.
Like, you do not need to text me after she go to sleep at 8:30, 9 o'clock
Yeah.
about nothing.
y'all know I got a blended family, and I like we said on the previous episode, and my stepdaddy was watching my daddy kids while my mom went to work.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like, co-parenting it depends on the people.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm
Yeah, for
saying?
sure.
So if everybody not on board, then
It ain't
that
gonna
is
work.
not
For
gonna
sure.
work.
Yeah.
So if he not on board, or I understand, like using my family as an example. If my stepdad was like, no, I'm not comfortable with that. Like, you're not here, so I'm not. He could have very well said it, but he was like,
For
shoot.
sure.
Like I told her, I
Them
was
kids
like,
ain't did nothing.
for one, the parents don't want each other.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And that also makes a difference, because it's like,
when you want me or I still want you.
That's
And
where
so
the
I think
conflict
that's where
comes
that's for
in.
sure where the problem
Yeah.
comes in, though,
Problem
babe,
lies.
because
That's for
everybody
sure
done
an
had
issue.
everybody
you make
in
a
the
valid
situation,
point with that.
like,
Yeah.
got somebody else. When you got somebody else, they got somebody else. Like I told her, and my stepdaddy ex-wife called me her daughter. Like,
yeah.
she don't want that man.
And
Literally.
I can commend people that do it. I don't think that I could, like, Lord forbid I ever have to, but I don't think that I could, date somebody with a. We grown though, right?
I've
We real
dated
grown, so it's
adults
like everybody
now.
got a kid.
Yeah.
But me.
But
Well.
but me either.
Neither.
But what do y'all think? Like, y'all think
I've
y'all could
dated-
date
I
somebody?
have. I
How
have.
was that? Like,
He
what-
was a good dad. He was just crazy as hell.
I'm for sure that it was
was he a
crazy.
good? So he was a good dad. He just wasn't a good partner for you.
You can leave
That's
it
a yes
for
or no
me
question.
out.
All right, I think
I'm
in
saying
general,
in that moment. I'm saying,
That's what I was like. You can leave it for me out, because it's period.
he was
I'm
not
saying
the
in that
partner.
situation.
Absolutely. He was a good dad. I had never seen him mistreat his child. He would get her on whatever schedule they had worked out. He never disrespected the mom to me.
For
now,
sure.
I don't know if he did it to her, but I
But there
did
was a
respect
standard
the
you
fact
said.
that I don't do that.
Nope.
Because
Absolutely.
my mom ain't disrespecting my dad, and my dad not disrespecting my mom.
My mama didn't do that either.
Yeah,
My
so
mama didn't do that either.
don't do that with me. And
Right.
so, was he a good dad? Yes. So I didn't mind. And her mom also, we had all went to school together. So her mom knew me. Even if she had a problem with me, if she did, I don't know. To this day, I would not know, because I did not mistreat her child.
Absolutely.
So that
people
also,
feel that.
right. So it was no drama nowhere. The drama was between me and him, not the baby mama.
Because he wasn't a good
Because
partner.
he was not a good partner. Yeah.
I think that's what's made it difficult for me for a while, is because we just gonna call a spade a spade. If my baby
not
daddy
playing
was
A diamond.
if my baby daddy
Talk.
had the chance to get back with me, he would take that
Oh, no.
chance. So
Go fish.
Anything.
but that's not an option. And the reason why I bring that up is because I say that to say it's made it difficult for the people that he dates, because they always think that I want him or that I'm the crazy person or the bitter baby mama, and I literally don't bother him. So it's the perception. So like that, like you said, if these people don't want each other, then it's not a problem. We can co-parent amicably. It's like we cool.
Yeah.
But when you sit up here making up stories, or you trying to keep people from communicating with each other because they know, the truth will come out if they talk to each other, I think that's where the problem comes in. But I really be over here minding my business. I ain't got time. And like I told y'all before, I did my bid. I'm done.
So for
Okay.
for your future mate, like, what if they have children? Do you want them? Do you prefer that? Like, talk to me about, like, how this experience has
Is there an age
I've
limit?
shifted the way
had
that
that.
you.
So my thing is, bring to the table what I bring to the table. I got one, you got one. I'm cool
But
with
is there
that.
an age limit on how old
They got to be 5.
Okay,
Five
five
and
and under.
They still messing with the baby mama?
For
Baby.
sure. They got to be 5 and older.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Some kind of way.
Sweetheart, I've lived that life.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. They got to be 5 and older. I'm not playing those games. And I just think that, honestly, I would prefer someone who did not have kids. And I know that sounds crazy to some people, but the reason why I say that is because of the experiences I've had. And even though I know how to handle my situation now, I would prefer that we wouldn't have to handle 2 situations. But we grown, so it is what it is. If you got kids, y'all have a good relationship, y'all can co-parent, we cool. Like, we don't have no problems, we don't have no drama, none of that. I don't have time for the drama. Like, I'm past that stage in my life. I don't want none of that. So that's really what it is. So I don't care if you have kids, as long as you're a good parent, you have a good relationship with the other parent, we good.
Yeah.
What about you, Jim? You looking like you got something
She
to
said,
say.
ooh. She over here like, yeah, ooh.
Thank you for
I
calling
had
on me.
somebody lie like they didn't have children.
Oh, no.
We not denying
They had a
kids.
kid to where they had full custody.
No.
Because the mom
How
just
did
up
they
and
have
dip.
full custody? And
And
said they didn't.
lied.
And this was when I first went off to college. I had just met this man. So it's like, well, boy at the time. But we talking on the phone. I'm like, so you been had this baby in the car. We on the phone. We doing all of this communication. Even when I come in town, you know, on the summers and stuff, I'm not seeing this kid at all.
You done dropped the baby off at your mama's house, so I wouldn't know.
Right. I never could understand it. And then years down the line, he ended up having another baby on the way, and I found out through a friend, and it's just like, but you were trying to get back with me. But beyond that, right after college, I dealt with somebody who had a 6-month-old.
Oh, no.
That was too fresh.
He was just fresh out that thing.
And he's
Amniotic
they was
fluid.
done or whatever.
That
I'm
thing's still open.
not trying to have a relationship. I'm just kicking it. I'm having a good time. You know what I'm
Okay. Get a little phone bill paid.
Okay, come on, little phone bill.
Bills
saying? Anyway, and he swore up and down they was done or whatever. But stuff just wasn't making sense. You know what I'm saying? Like, I found out this girl had a key to his house.
No, she didn't.
Which he still lived with his mom, but his mom was really ill, so they made sense for, so he was pretty much taken care of. I found out she had a key
To his mama.
Then he got a brand new Audi. So you coming to get me?
Now, who got an Audi? Who
So
got
I'm like-
an Audi right after college?
You coming to get me? So, but I'm like, okay.
You think he's stunting a little bit.
So I'm like, okay, cool. I was like, you just got this car. Where the other kid? Something clicked in my mind to ask where the other key was. Why did he get the other key to his baby mama?
Oh no.
When I stopped talking to this man, we seen each other in Limelight.
Limelight.
Oh my God.
Okay, so we seen each other
Good
in Limelight.
time.
So I'm at the bar like this, like, because I don't know you. I never talked to you. That's what I'm thinking. Like, when I don't talk to you no more, I don't talk to you no more. So he tells my best friend, I don't know why she tripping. I told her my baby mama would always come number one.
And for what?
Well, I say you ain't never told Jasmine Walker no mess like that, man. You ain't told me that. Like, why would you lie?
Because I wouldn't even be dealing with you.
number
Correct.
one.
Wow.
Don't play.
Correct.
I feel like don't play with my character.
Yeah.
The
baby,
I'm
yes,
not.
but the baby
I'm not that girl. To the point where I'm okay. Well, like, that's okay.
I'll be second.
I'll be
Never.
When I said I was a little
I
bit
would have
crazy
wanted to
that
take off
night,
on him.
A little bit crazy.
Wanted to.
So
I
now
won't
you
put
like,
that, I won't put that out there, but
Put it out there.
she already did.
We already know what it is. We know what it is.
They see
I
these
got me a
facials.
little bit.
This
I got me
the
a little
Facebook.
bit.
This the Facebook statuses we talking about.
Okay.
I was a little bit crazy, but I ain't gonna say nothing.
And don't ask me.
Don't
ask
ask
me.
me.
I would not.
Baby, I need the story behind that.
Just know.
So yo dating somebody with a kid situation did not. There was a no.
Yes, like especially when you gonna lie. Like I didn't care about the baby being new. You're not the only person I talk to. We're not in a relationship.
Yeah.
But
So,
lying
but to the
about
point
a
you lied,
child.
yeah.
That's a value right there.
Yeah.
And I
Let me
also
ask y'all
feel
this.
like,
Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
why would you lie? Like, so you gonna put me and you over your kid?
Kid.
That's what I
You
was getting ready to
disgusting.
say.
You're a sick person.
How
Yes.
y'all feel about people that date or
People
have
with
a
kids.
child with somebody that don't take care of their other kids?
Bye.
So there was my. So I have a stepmom. Love my stepmom. But as a child growing up, where my daddy is over here with this whole family, and I'm over here.
Yes.
Like for me
Same.
as a kid, I'm
Same.
like, why they getting all this and I'm not getting nothing?
Yes.
And then when I
Same.
grew up as a woman, I'm like, how did you allow that? Like how? But in my mind, I'm thinking my stepmama just sitting quiet. But as I got older, built my own relationship with her. She like, oh hell no. Do you know how many times I done dialed the time that he did call? I done dialed and said, you need to call. Today's Tay birthday. Today, blah, blah, blah. You need to, like, anywhere you saw him. That was me doing it.
Yeah.
So if you can't do that, like, if you can't be that, you need to, he need to roll.
Exactly.
Tay, what's your daddy name? Because it sounds like my dad.
And
Goodbye.
He gone on to glory,
Goodbye.
baby.
Well, I'm about to say my daddy was definitely the same. Like that is
Mine
crazy, and that's the patterns that I don't want for my child, and it's hurtful when I see that some of the same things are happening, and I think that's where I get into my mama bear bag with him, because I'm like, bro, hell no, you not finna drag her through this same shit I
You
went
not
through.
finna be the reason she need therapy.
Exactly. I'm like, no, we not doing it, because if you don't want to be a part of it, just say that and we'll just take it from there. But don't,
We'll find a stepdaddy.
you know, we not finna play these games
Daddy.
where you treating her the same way. And I've been there, so I know these feelings, and it hurts. And I see the
Absolutely.
disappointment on her face constantly. So it's just like, no, we not doing that. But like, I feel like for me, since I am the one with a child, for dating, I feel like if he's not going to love my child like she's his own, then it ain't nothing for us to talk about. But I know what you're saying, like, as far as, like, you never saw the child when you was dating. So that was me. When I first started dating other people, they knew about her for sure. Yeah. But she was either, you know, in my grandma's house or she was asleep whenever, you know, I'm entertaining because it's just like.
It's a protective thing, though.
Yeah. Like, Carson ain't meeting nobody.
Denying your child. You're denying your child. And then
that's completely
you're actually hiding your child from the world.
Okay, Drake.
He told me.
Oh my God.
Like,
you know his daddy from Memphis.
Okay. Memphis in the building. That's what thing that is.
I want my right.
When he told me, he was like, I was
please
coming to terms with the
girl
fact that I was a father. Because apparently when the girl first had the baby, he didn't know that it was his child.
When he
So
started
she
dating
just
you, though,
dropped
then he knew it.
the kid off. It's the story that I've heard. Now, the man is a liar. So I thought he would be
we
Let's acknowledge.
cut
We've
this out.
acknowledged it.
This the second
But I'm
man
just
that we
saying.
just talked about that is a liar.
Baby.
Are we surprised
So let's be very clear.
that men lie?
No.
Okay.
So
But
yeah,
I'm saying let's cut
It
it
is,
when
you
we know
know.
they're a liar. We ain't even gotta go there.
Yeah.
like it'll never be. I would never keep feeling good. Like, oh, he put me above his kid. Like, oh, like you sound
Sick.
stupid.
That's
sick.
sick.
Like,
Yeah.
and even though I don't want children, I would never do anything to hurt a child. Would never want any hurt, harm, or danger. Even adult, I don't want any hurt, harm, or danger to come to
Nobody.
anyone. You know what I'm saying? That's very sick. So,
Yeah.
Yes.
No.
I don't think I've ever dated. My standards for that changed. When I was younger, it was an absolute no. But as I've gotten older, I'm probably gonna meet somebody with some children. Like,
I
you know
mean,
what I'm
I'd
saying?
be a
Like,
boyfriend, and I already got a kid that you like. So
I love your child. You're absolutely right. You're right.
Oh Lord, have mercy, Jesus.
I think I didn't hear what.
But
Justin has answered the chat.
hello. Big
Justin
Justin.
slid
I brought
in
him
here.
back from the
They had
dead.
one podcast,
Justin has
member
sat
on
next
podcast.
to me.
Hello.
I had no idea. I didn't see his phone here.
911.
I like briefly dated a guy with kids that I had like met on Hinge, but it didn't work out because he
Kids?
just
Hinge,
two.
Lord.
111, 5-year-old daughter, and it just didn't work because he was late. That was a character flaw. He was always late.
Oh, damn, he me.
He made me miss Spider-Man.
We could never date.
We went to the movies, and
my twin,
I don't
but
play
baby,
about
no.
my Marvel movies.
He was late for the date.
But now I ain't doing that.
That was
though.
like the second
I
time.
ain't late.
And
Oh,
then
no.
later on the phone told me he was late for the church gathering that he was DJing for. I wasn't even at that. But
Now
I
he the
said,
DJ for the church.
I said, sir, it's
Listen.
over.
Bless him.
Because you can't
Was he
show
on
up
time for them
on time
kids
for the Lord.
delivery?
I don't know.
He
But
gonna be
I
late for
said,
that funeral.
You late. Somebody, period, always late, clearly.
Oh
Because you got too many kids. And you late all the
no!
time.
Where is the
Give me the bell. I can't even reach it down here. My Lord.
I'm sorry. But no, I have been in a situation where I have been with someone co-parenting a dog.
Oh, that's good. 'Cause
Why
I got a
you and
dog.
This dog get your
Because if me and Daryl were to split, Roxy, we gotta share
I'm
her.
gonna
Tell me
say
about
I
Look
do
at
not
her
like the
in this
situation.
Yeah.
But I respect it because I know how people are about their dogs. I think I don't
Absolutely.
like it because of the person that he is co-parenting said dog with.
Because we can still ride out.
And so
Blah-ta-ta-ta.
it would be different for you, I think. Like, I think you would be, in the situation, you would be more respectful to the other party if DP...
No, she
ended
would
up-
not.
Did you not see what I sent y'all the other day?
Hell no woman
Obviously.
around my dog.
Tay
It's a
beating
dog.
bitches on the block, okay?
It's a dog.
That is not this Tay in 2022.
Okay.
They calling this
Let
out
them
the
do
table
something to
loud.
They
Roxy.
said
Oh,
that's
Let
man.
them do something to Roxy. Yes, it is.
But I did.
I just-
Okay,
I don't
big
know.
Tay
It was-
Tay,
it was
not the little one.
Oh my God,
Tay.
they're embarrassing me.
It's, I don't know. It's a different situation. Like, you think about kids,
Yeah.
and it's a lot of stuff. I'm like, this is not a child. Why are we coming in to
They
proof
got,
the
so
apartment?
they got a custody agreement.
But you do.
It ain't signed,
No.
notarized, none of that. It's in iMessage.
You
I
have
mean,
to.
it ain't legit. What's wrong?
You have to do all.
I
Father God in
respect it.
heaven.
I don't like it, but I respect it. I don't
Yeah.
voice until now, how I feel about it. Like, I don't like it.
Baby, because
It's
when
the
Tay dropped my
stupidest thing
niece
I've ever
off,
heard
I
of.
followed them instructions. I had to
And I
take care of
give
my
it-
niece.
You are dog sitting. That is not.
But I
that's
feel it would be
different.
the
But you-
same for co-parenting. You still have to drop them off and let them know the
And when you
instructions
said-
and don't mess with my child.
And when you send
Absolutely.
Carson, and not, we are not y'all comparing children to,
to dogs.
Mm-mm.
I
We're
think
not
it's
doing
stupid
that.
because
But I got
dogs are
both,
not
so-
children.
because that is separate for
Because
sure.
if you get in the comments with the BS,
We're gonna have to let her loose. We're gonna have to let her loose.
Jasmine cusses back.
Madam J. Walker.
We're not gonna hold her back. We're not
She
gonna hold her back.
cusses back.
But yeah, I think that with that same delicacy though, like if Carson comes to my house, I'm gonna ask what time Carson needs to eat, because children will stay in their room and play all day and not eat. So what time Carson needs to eat? What her needs?
Not
I feel like I
Carson, she
gotta
gonna
give.
be in your kitchen eating all your
Okay,
food.
baby, Carson gonna be cooking for us.
She's gonna be cooking.
The kitchen gonna cook.
Oh, that's true though.
Carson gonna assist the kitchen.
Y'all, this child told me I did something different with my pancakes today. I said, "What you do, baby?" I put some vanilla extract.
Oh, that's right.
Period. I said, who told you to do this? She said,
How do you know what that tastes like?
Okay, Carson.
And that's just that.
So Carson gonna be
If
eating,
you know,
but
you know.
you gotta give guidelines for the
Yeah,
child,
for
and I will
sure.
give guidelines for my dog as well. That I will want that person that's with my partner.
Absolutely.
Yeah, but your
to
partner
follow.
also need to give guidelines on you.
Yes, and my partner would be who would be giving those guidelines. I think
Right.
that would be the difference. I wouldn't have to ever talk to that person about Roxy's needs
No,
because
I mean,
Daryl
the
is gonna do
partner
that.
needs to be given
Oh, I
the
still need to have
guidelines
this
of what
conversation.
Brittany, like, don't be doing X, Y, Z. Like, just like the dog got guidelines, you don't need to cross the line. Like, Brittany ain't gonna cross the
But
line.
we-
Co-parenting out.
I think
Baby.
You got
yeah,
what I'm
I think it's the
saying?
same.
And I'm a
situation
stickler
if the
for
two
co-parenting
people
now.
wanting to be together. Like
Yeah.
if she still wants to be with him, then of course she probably don't even want me around that dog.
Oh, for sure.
That's
Been
what I'm
there-
saying.
been
And
there,
I'm like,
done
if you
that.
don't like me, you can't come around my child. You can't come around
Correct.
my dog. If you can't respect me,
Correct.
I don't trust you with my child or my dog. You might lay some little
Correct.
traps out and shit for my
Oh
baby.
my God.
Correct.
And then I'm gonna have to go to jail.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I think for dogs it's different because you definitely trying to kill my
On
dog,
the jail.
and then I'm gonna have to go to jail for that.
I
Cause
don't
And that's
have,
but for
easier than
kids,
kids.
I
I know
think
you
it's
wouldn't do that.
different.
no, I don't have no ill will against kids or dogs. Like why?
you
What
ain't
does
not doing
that
that.
benefit me to do anything to this dog?
Honey,
Yeah.
ass,
Because
ass
some
Caesar
people
from Black
see
Ink.
those.
He still loves the dog, so I'm not just hurting her.
But think about this though.
I'm hurting him.
Think about this. Say the dog was y'all's. You said, why would I do that? There are people that would though.
There-
Because
Yeah.
think about if
are.
it was your dog and it was
Yeah.
at her house.
Yep.
Ass
Wouldn't do
Caesar
it.
from Black
Exactly.
Ink.
Your
wouldn't
dog
do it.
wouldn't be allowed. I can't send my dog to your house.
Anyway, people do stuff to their own children. You know, it's some
Absolutely.
sick
Yeah.
individuals in this
Ooh,
world.
y'all know how I feel.
So,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Literally.
God in heaven.
Because I don't think I've ever gotten that feeling from. Well, I haven't talked to many of anybody that he's ever dated since Carson has been here. But I think in his particular situation, the female is always trying to prove herself. So she's like, I'm gonna be the best stepmommy I can be. I'm gonna love her. Fuck her mama, but I'ma love her.
First of all,
That's
you ain't nobody's
crazy.
stepmama, baby.
Until you
Correct.
be on
Like-
the ring, until you get the last name.
Until you've been around for a while
Let's be clear.
Yeah.
and
And,
proving yourself.
And I don't
You
be
earn,
having
that's an
time.
earned title.
Absolutely.
And
Like,
I don't
let's
be
real
having
clear.
time. So I said I tried to have an agreement where we say, hey, if we're dating someone serious that is gonna be around our child, let's be respectful and say, hey, XYZ, this is what's going on. He never wanted to abide by that until it was me dating somebody. So I said, you know what? Don't worry about it, sir. You're gonna be my husband. That's what you gonna do. You gonna be my husband.
We didn't already walk down the aisle.
Cause I'm not doing this with you no more. It's real serious. He gonna be living with your child, okay?
I'm gonna send you the paperwork. What you wanted? Facts.
The
email.
table has been shook.
What you want me to do? Mail it to you.
But it's getting
Certified me.
pretty vocal.
Oh
in
my
here, so.
God. So, yeah, I always pretty vocal. But y'all know I get anytime I got something to say, anytime it's about some kids. Because
What Tay got
Tay
to
gotta
say?
say?
Cause I need to
Because
know.
I'm just like, I don't know. I think that so many times, like all the focus is put on the two people that are dating, and less focus is put on how all of this affects kids, right? And that part right there is so hard for me. I can't tell y'all how many kids sit on my couch and like they just stressed and they're anxious. They don't know how to deal with conflict the right way because what's been modeled for them is not the right way to deal with conflict. All of those ways just like really affects kids, even like structure and stability. Like when you at my house, when you at mama house, you do it one way. When you go to daddy house, ain't no rules, vice versa.
Yeah.
So all of those ways just really affect kids. And don't be the reason your kid need therapy. Please don't.
And that also goes back to what you said about having guidelines. Like, at least I understand even if you do not get along, like you said, don't put the kids through that.
Please
If they
don't.
bedtime at 9:00, it's at 9:00.
Absolutely.
Don't let it be at 9:00 at my house.
And then it's 11 at your house.
Yeah, it's
Right.
11, and then
Yeah.
now I'm looking like the stricter parent or the bad parent.
Like
Yeah,
Tammy
you
and
gotta be
Walker.
the good parent.
Like Tammy and Walker, you know that Walker is not Charlie's biological
For sure.
father,
Right.
but he's been around. So, like, she called
her
him her
daddy.
dad.
That's her
Period.
daddy.
Yeah.
Like, she asked me to adopt her.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
but now that they are divorced, I know in this last season it was a lot about co-parenting on there, and he the fun that he walk a fucking flame. Like he
better be
turn
fun.
it up.
God.
Like he
I
don't
wouldn't
care.
even take him serious.
She literally said on one episode, she was like, "I told you she was on punishment. You came and picked her up on Sunday. She came home with a new iPhone.
New phone.
Like,
God.
what are you talking about?" And
Yeah.
I feel like for me, that's what makes it difficult, which is why I have some conversations with you, Tay, because I'm trying to learn how to process everything. Because I have to be both parents, so I have to be good cop and bad cop.
Yeah.
Like we have fun, but then when you doing stuff you ain't got no business doing, or you get in trouble for whatever, I gotta be the bad cop too. And then I be like, dang, I want to do this with her, but we can't. So I'm on punishment too. Like, what's really happening?
That's a relationship too.
Yes, and it's like it's a hard balance, which I'm still working through now. But I think that I'm taking the proper steps to figure out the balance before she hits the teenage years, and then I gotta knock her head between the wash and the dry.
Please
so.
don't knock her head between the washer and the
Send it to
dryer.
my house.
We do not.
But I'm
condone
gonna
child
try.
abuse.
Look, I know we ain't invited to your house, Tay, but I'm gonna drop off at the door.
Now
Hello,
she just
911.
said, ain't nobody invited to my house.
Oh my God.
I know we ain't invited, Tay.
This is a cut. We are ending this episode.
Oh,
I
my
think the
goodness.
thing that I would love for the listeners to take away from that is like think about these kids and they listening. They're sponges, so they listening to everything. So don't down talk the other parent.
Correct.
And think about what we feeding into them, like when we bickering back and
Yes.
forth. It's the way to do this. Effective communication.
And from
It takes a
personal
village.
standpoint, like you already hit on this. If you're in two separate households, if you have children in your main household, try not to put more into the. I understand they get 24 hours, but
Not all the time.
but I mean, for a child in a
In a
child's
child's
In a child's
mind.
mind, yes, no, I lived that life,
Yeah,
so I
absolutely.
understand.
in a
But
child's mind, if they're getting 24 hours, they don't know.
Right.
So
Yeah, for sure.
please make it your business to let the child that's not in your home to let them know that they're
They're loved and they're cared about.
Yep.
Exactly.
For sure.
Absolutely. I think that is a good way to conclude our episode.
Yeah,
So
that was good.
that's
y'all.
all we got for today, y'all.
We love the kids.
Always remember, dig deep, keep it cute, but never put it on mute.
And that's how you stay pretty vocal.